welcome to ITC504. I'm Peter White and I'm your lecturer for this session. What we'll be looking at in interface usability is looking at the discipline of the design of user interfaces, and we'll emphasise graphic user interfaces. So that the topics we'll look at in this particular subject will be components of human-computer interaction, HCI. We'll look at how do we capture, develop and understand user requirements. We'll look at research design for HCI. We'll look at understanding the cognitive framework of interaction with an interface, principles of user interface design, the design of interface evaluation and usability testing, which is a really important part because that allows us to assess whether an interface is actually going to work, and then give us some details on how to improve it. And of course we'll look at as well the analysis of usability test results. I'm an adjunct lecturer, so the best way to contact me is by email. That is, I'm not at the uni full time. So pewhite@csu.edu.au is always the best bet. Please put ITC504 in the subject line, or my spam filter would send your message to all sorts of interesting places. Alternatively, you can put a message on the 504 Interact discussion board, where the rest of the class may also comment on the problem, and sometimes that's a good way of approaching things. Our main resource for this session will be our Interact site, ITC504. Now this will have a number of different resources. You'll have the topics, which is your study guide. You'll have the subject outline, your readings, a journal or a blog where you can make notes about the things you're doing or not doing. We'll have our online meetings will run from here, and we'll have a number of articles there. There'll also be a resources section where I'll put various templates and things that you might need from time to time. There is the discussion board there as well, and as well as CSU replay, and I'll talk to those in just a minute. We will have an online tutorial lecture session each Monday, commencing at 1900, 7 o'clock. Now these sessions will be recorded. Now as DE students, I know that sometimes you're not going to be able to make it. Sometimes you'll make the start of the session, but you'll have to stop to put the kids to bed or something, and then be able to come back to it. Look, this is not a problem. This is life. This is how it works. The sessions are recorded, and what I propose to do is to use the first hour as a rough lecture to look at the topic and the things that you need to consider around that particular weekly topic, and then the remainder of the session we'll use as a tutorial to discuss issues and problems you're having, but also to look at how do we approach some of these problems that we might have looked at as part of the lecture. The other thing that you'll be able to do is I have an internal lecture for ITC504, which is the undergraduate class, running on Wednesday afternoon, and I'll try to get you access to that, so that will probably be accessible from about Thursday. Now 504 is a project-based subject, and as such does not have an exam. I can hear the cheers already. We have 4 assignments. The first assignment looks at the project scope. The second assignment looks at a design proposal. The third assignment is the detailed design, and as you can see from the values there, the third assignment is 50%. The fourth assignment is a design appraisal, where you tell me where you got your ideas and how it worked. I'll look at all these in a minute. Any requests for an extension must be applied for before the due date. Now, the other thing with the project-based assignment is, in order to pass, you have to submit at least 3 of the 4 assignments. Okay, you couldn't just submit, for example, assignment 2 and 3 and expect to pass. You have to submit at least 3 of the 4. Okay, assignment 1, value of 10%. You'll find in the Interact resources the case study for this particular project, and you will have to prepare a scope and initial requirements for the design for that. Now the template and everything for there is all in the interface, in Interact, and I'll talk you all through that during our first session. Assignment 2 is worth 25%, and basically what you do is you take your project brief from assignment 1 and update it, because you've now got further information, or you've made further assessments and assumptions, and you'll now prepare a project design proposal. So you're actually going to give me back assignment 1 updated, as well as something from assignment 2. Okay, so this is basically in line with what you'd be doing in a real design shop. Assignment 3, this is where you prepare the fully detailed design, and you have to meet the certain specified business requirements. So again, make sure you read through the requirements, the presentation, the marking criteria that are there. That's due by the 22nd of May. And your final assignment is where you are required to write an article for a professional magazine about your really successful interface design. And this is where you discuss the reasoning behind your design and why your design is the best solution for the problem. So this is where it gives you a chance to reflect on what you've done and think about, why did I do it this way and what makes this work? Okay, so this one's due the 5th of June. So that's it. It's a fairly straightforward, fairly easy subject. It's one that should take you no real dramas at all to complete. I think you'll find it very, very interesting. I hope you will. But if you have got any questions, please email me, pe.white@csu.edu.au, or alternatively put your questions up on the Interact 504 forum discussion. Thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you in the first session.